Welcome back to the Daily Dose, the technology podcast that keeps you informed and prepared in the ever-evolving world of cybersecurity. I'm Angelo, coming to you from the Velocity Technologies office in Tempe, Arizona.
And I'm Nia, joining from our Tucson location. Today, we're tackling a crucial topic that impacts everyone from large corporations to individual users, the most common cyber attacks. Our discussion is inspired by a detailed article from Huntress, which sheds light on these threats.
Cybersecurity threats are more prevalent than ever, and understanding them is the first step in protecting your personal and professional data. So let's break it down and help our listeners grasp what these threats are and how they can defend themselves.
Phishing attacks are among the most common cyber threats that individuals and organizations face. Let's start by talking about what phishing actually is.
Phishing involves attackers masquerading as legitimate entities in electronic communications. The goal is usually to steal sensitive data like login credentials, credit card numbers, or other personal information.
Exactly. And phishing can take many forms. For instance, email phishing is the most prevalent, where attackers send emails that appear to be from trusted sources like banks or well-known companies.
These emails often contain links to fake websites that are designed to look like the real ones, tricking users into entering their information. It's a sneaky yet effective tactic.
And let's not forget about spear phishing, which is a more targeted approach. Attackers gather details about an individual to make their phishing attempts more convincing. This personalization increases the chances of success.
Spear phishing can be particularly dangerous for businesses because it often targets high-level executives or key employees, aiming for access to valuable company data.
Another variant is called whaling, where the targets are big fish in organizations, such as CEOs or CFOs. These attacks are meticulously planned and can cause significant damage.
Moving on to malware, which is a broad term that encompasses various malicious software types, including viruses, worms, and ransomware.
Malware can be delivered through numerous channels, such as email attachments, malicious websites, or even USB devices. Once inside a system, it can wreak havoc by stealing data, damaging files, or even taking control of systems.
Ransomware, a particularly nasty form of malware, encrypts a victim's files and demands a ransom for the decryption key. This type of attack has seen a dramatic rise in recent years.
Yes, and the costs associated with ransomware can be astronomical, not just in terms of ransom payments, but also in recovery expenses and lost productivity.
Viruses and worms, on the other hand, are known for their ability to replicate and spread. While viruses need user interaction to spread, worms can self-replicate across networks, making them incredibly destructive.
And let's not overlook Trojans, which disguise themselves as harmless software. Once activated, they can create backdoors for attackers to access and exploit systems.
Now let's talk about man-in-the-middle attacks. These occur when attackers intercept communication between two parties to steal or manipulate information.
MitM attacks can happen over unsecured networks like public Wi-Fi. An attacker might set up a fake network, tricking users into connecting to it and thus intercepting their communications.
Once in, the attacker can eavesdrop on the communication, insert malicious content, or even steal sensitive data such as login credentials or credit card numbers.
Exactly. And one common method is session hijacking, where the attacker steals a session cookie to impersonate a user. This grants the attacker access to user accounts without needing login credentials.
Protecting against MitM attacks often involves using encryption protocols such as HTTPS and being cautious about the networks you connect to, especially in public settings.
Let's transition to denial of service attacks, which aim to shut down a machine or network, making it inaccessible to its users.
These attacks flood the target with traffic, overwhelming the system, and causing it to crash. When multiple systems are used to attack a single target, it's known as a distributed denial of service, DDoS attack.
DDoS attacks can be particularly devastating for businesses, leading to significant downtime and potential loss of revenue. They can also damage an organization's reputation if service remains unavailable for too long.
Absolutely, and attackers often use botnets to conduct these attacks. A botnet is a network of infected computers that can be controlled remotely by attackers, often without the user's knowledge.
Mitigating DOS and DDoS attacks typically involves using specialized software and hardware solutions to filter out malicious traffic and ensure normal traffic can still reach the intended servers.
Next up, we have SQL injection attacks. These target databases using the SQL language by inserting malicious SQL statements into input fields.
In a successful SQL injection attack, an attacker can retrieve, modify, or delete information from a database, often without the need for authentication.
These attacks often exploit vulnerable web applications that fail to properly sanitize user inputs. As a result, attackers can execute arbitrary SQL code on the server.
To prevent SQL injection, developers need to employ parameterized queries and input validation to ensure that user inputs are not executed as SQL commands.
Cross-site scripting, or XSS, attacks are another common threat. These involve injecting malicious scripts into content from otherwise trusted websites.
XSS attacks can steal cookies, session tokens, or other sensitive information held by the user's browser. They can also modify the content of the web page, tricking users into performing actions they didn't intend.
There are various types of XSS, including stored, reflected, and DOM-based XSS. Stored XSS involves injecting a script into a website's database, affecting many users.
Reflected XSS, on the other hand, involves the immediate reflection of a script off a web server back to a user's browser. This typically occurs through a crafted URL.
Developers can safeguard against XSS by implementing proper input validation and encoding outputs. Using content security policy headers is also an effective measure.
Finally, let's discuss password attacks. These are attempts to obtain or decrypt a user's password and gain unauthorized access to a system or account.
Password attacks can take various forms, such as brute force, where attackers use automated tools to guess passwords by trying all possible combinations.
There's also the dictionary attack, which involves using a list of common passwords to guess a user's password. This is why using unique and complex passwords is critical.
Credential stuffing is another method where attackers use stolen username and password pairs on multiple accounts, taking advantage of users reusing the same passwords across different sites.
A strong password policy, two-factor authentication, and educating users about password security are key strategies to prevent password attacks.
So we've covered a wide range of common cyber attacks today, from phishing and malware to MITM and password attacks. Each of these poses a significant threat, but with the right knowledge and tools, they can be managed and mitigated.
Absolutely. Understanding these threats is just the start. Implementing effective security measures is crucial for safeguarding your data and systems. And that's where we at Velocity Technologies come in.
Velocity Technologies offers comprehensive cybersecurity solutions tailored to your specific needs. Whether you're a small business or a large enterprise, our team of experts can help you secure your digital environment.
With locations in Tempe and Tucson, we're committed to providing top-notch service and support. To learn more about how we can help protect your organization, visit us at velocitytech.gr.
Thanks for tuning in to the Daily Dose. Remember, staying informed is the first step in staying secure. Until next time, stay safe and secure.
Bye for now.